one last question here, and it's sort of a delicate one. I hope you will take it in the spirit in which I ask it. I don't know how to ask it, really.
Just
are you an anti-vaxxer? Were you
Sure.
always one? If you are one now, and if not, how did you become one?
Yeah, I can. You're not offending me. I can answer that question easily. I'm afraid of offending you with the answer, but given that we're both adults here and separated by thousands of miles, I'll go ahead and tell you the truth.
You'd be safe even if you were sitting in the same room. I
Yeah,
promise.
it's like they say, never criticize a man until you've walked a mile in his shoes. That way you're a mile away, and also you have his shoes.
And you have issues, exactly.
That's a car talk. That's a car talk quip. I started with complete belief that vaccines were the most important medical discovery of all time, more than antibiotics, more than surgery, the two others you mentioned. I was as convinced as anyone was. I slowly made the descent into madness to where you now find me. The journey, I'll sum it up in 60 seconds. The journey was, maybe the polio vaccine actually wasn't as necessary as we thought. Maybe we could have solved the problem with doing away with rampant pesticide use. I got to, actually the polio vaccine was completely unnecessary, but the others are necessary. These diseases were horrible. Through additional research and reason and understanding that the measles infection was an innocuous infection that no one ever died from, with proper levels of nutrition, vitamin A in particular, I started to think, why was a measles vaccine invented? No one was dying of it in the United States. It wasn't a rampant, terrible disease. Why did they do it? Well, it was because they could. It was because they thought they could eradicate the disease with a vaccine. And if you study measles, you will understand it started with the promise of eradication. Everyone gets the vaccine within 2 or 3 years, it'll be eradicated. And on it goes till the point it's not eradicated. So I transitioned into maybe there are some vaccines that are useful and others that really you don't need. I then made the jump to what I call a first world anti-vaxxer, which is, we need vaccines in the third world. They don't have the medical care or nutrition that we might have here. So sure, maybe a couple of hippies in California can afford to skip it. But if everyone skipped it, and then especially in the third world, no, we have to do that. We'll lose herd immunity. I then realized herd immunity was a falsity in the case of several vaccines, and I'm beginning to wonder if it's completely false for all vaccines. You will know this certainly with all the COVID and vaccine research you've done, that the notion of herd immunity is false for the COVID vaccine. It doesn't prevent its spread. Several other vaccines are certainly incapable of preventing its spread, and some of them, in fact, encourage its spread, such as the oral polio vaccine that Bill Gates administers in mass all across countries throughout the world. So I am now at the point, I apologize, dear friend, I am at the point where I believe vaccines are completely unnecessary, even in the third world. I'm sure you've heard Bobby Kennedy mention the Dr. Peter A. Aby study in Africa, where they followed a large cohort of children who had gotten the DTaP vaccine and those who hadn't, and the mortality rate of those who had gotten the vaccine was 10 times higher. This is Dr. Peter A. Aby is considered the godfather of vaccination in Africa. So for him to admit this in a paper, you have to understand that this is a significant event. I'm now at the point where I am so opposed to vaccination, if I had the power, would ban all of them. I would outlaw every single one. I don't think any of them are worth it. I think the costs, the risks from neurological illness, from autoimmunity, from even allergy itself, all three things that never existed before the widespread advent of mass vaccination, I think the damage they have caused is so severe that one day they will be completely banned from humanity. Now, again, I apologize. I didn't start that way. I wasn't crazy always. Through a lot of research, I've come to that point.
Well,
while other networks lie to you.
It's more important than ever to keep independent, true media on air. And when you buy the products, that's what you're doing. And at least for the foreseeable future, we're still here. If things change, I'll let you know. But it's essential you buy products at InfoWarsStore.com because it funds the operation, but that's a side issue. They really are amazing. And I didn't know this, as somebody told me. Nitric Boost I've been plugging for months has been sold out. Bestseller, cleans out your blood, cleans out your cardiovascular system, does incredible things. Dr. Mikovits has talked about how it's one of the best formulas out there. Everybody should be on it, young and old, black and white. It is back in stock. Got a big shipment of it in at InfoWarsStore.com for 40% off. So if I've been plugging it and you go there and it's not there, I apologize. I need to, I guess, get more briefings on what's in stock and what's not. But it's now back in stock at InfoWarsStore.com or call toll free 888-253-3139.